Blessings and peace to you. This is SB Favor Thinking Podcast, and my name is SB Favor. How are you doing today? It is Friday, September 8th, 2023. Another wonderful day and another day to be thankful. And as I always say, if you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen when you focus on what is good. Because I always say to you, there are no benefits in focusing on all the negative things. Yes, there are things happening in life that are not good, but we don't have to focus on it. We can focus on what is good because we can project something good to happen. That's right. I hope everyone is having a good Friday. It's a good day. It's another day to be thankful, and it's another day to enjoy your day. So, I hope everyone is having a good Friday. If you are out there traveling about today, make sure you are not distracted. Make sure you are not distracted by being on your phone. Keep yourself safe. Use your hand sanitizer. Make sure you pray. I remind you of these things. Why? Because I care. Absolutely. Well, also I wanted to mention, if you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor. Once again, if you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor. Thank you so much for your support and your donations. Well, I have a few inspirational quotes for you, and I wanted to talk to you about life-changing situations. What do you do in the midst of life-changing situations? Well, first and foremost, we have to stay encouraged. We have to stay determined, and we have to be prayerful. We have to be prayerful, because in the midst of all that happens in life, we must learn from the things that we go through. And life will happen, and life has happened for many of us. And when I say life has happened, meaning situations and circumstances, they come and go, seasons change, and we have to keep going. We have to keep being the best that we can be. And so I have a few inspirational quotes for you. And these inspirational quotes that I'm going to read to you are from different authors. So these are not my inspirational quotes, but I wanted to briefly discuss these inspirational quotes about life-changing situations, because me and Jackie recently did an episode discussing life-changing situations and what you should do and how you should stay focused. And you should check that episode out. You can find that episode on YouTube. And the episode number is number 235, Life-Changing Situations. What do you do? How do you stay focused and all of that good stuff? So check it out. It's on YouTube. Well, my first inspirational quote is from Maya Angelou. And Maya Angelou is one of my favorite poets. I love her so much. And she was just such a wise woman. So the inspirational quote is this: the only way to get through a life-changing situation is to go through it. Simple quote. I'm going to read that again. The only way to get through a life-changing situation is to go through it. And the key word in that for me that stood out to me was the word through. Because all situations and circumstances are subject to change. And so when something happens, it's not something that is permanent. It's something that you are going through, because life is a journey and none of us are stationary. We are moving and going about living from day to day, doing something different day to day. We are moving about when it comes to going to work, coming home, and so forth and so on. And so that word through is the key word in that. I'm going to read that inspirational quote one more time. Maya Angelou said, the only way to get through a life-changing situation is to go through it. And the key word in that is through. The next inspirational quote I'm going to read, once again, is not mine. This is from Oprah Winfrey. And it states, don't be afraid of life-changing situations. Embrace them and learn from them. Another simple quote. Excuse me. Another simple quote and something to simply think about. Because everything that you go through comes to serve you. And the reason why I say it comes to serve you is because it comes to impart something in you. Because everything that you go through, you can extract strength. You can extract, excuse me, you can extract the lesson from what you go through. Nothing happens just to happen. That's my belief strongly. Whenever something happens, good, bad, or indifferent, there is something for us to learn. There is something we must grow through and from. Whenever something happens, it is something that life is showing us. It's something that life is teaching us. So embrace it all and grow. The next inspirational quote is from an unknown author. I just happen to like this inspirational quote because it's simple and to the point. And it states, life-changing situations are not the end of the world. They are the beginning of a new chapter. I love that. I'm going to read it again. Life-changing situations are not the end of the world. They are the beginning of a new chapter. And that is exactly how you have to look at it, because all things that take place in life is for our learning, is for our growth, it is for our improvement, because through situations and circumstances, there is always something to learn. I don't care what it is. Even if it's something that is extremely painful, if it's something that just hurts so bad, there is something to learn. In the midst of absolute joy, in the midst of absolute victory, there's something to learn from that as well. So, anything that you experience or anything that you go through, observe to see the lesson. Observe to understand how and what you have to do to grow. Embrace changes. Embrace it not to be stagnant. Embrace change, embrace the growth, and embrace the lesson from your situation or your circumstance. Well, that was my inspirational quotes. And as I stated earlier, all of them are not mine. I normally write my original inspirational quotes, but today I just wanted to read some inspirational quotes from others. And the first one was from Maya Angelou, which states, the only way to get through life, through a life-changing situation, is to go through it. The next one was by Oprah Winfrey. Don't be afraid of life-changing situations. Embrace them and learn from them. And the last one, which is from an unknown author, it states, life-changing situations are not the end of the world. They are the beginning of a new chapter. And that is all of the inspirational quotes that I read. The topic of life-changing situations can be found on YouTube. It's episode 235. Please check it out. This episode is just inspirational quotes. Episode 235 as well. And you will be inspired when you listen to the episode on YouTube. It was a very good episode. Also, I want to mention lastly, I want to give you something to think about. I was listening to a pastor. Her name is Dr. Jazz. She is from the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, DMV area. And I follow her on Instagram. And she said something today that was very, very insightful. She stated, as she spent time with her family, she said they gave her something. And she paused for a second. She said, I'm going to tell you what it is. And she said, my family gave me the gift of acceptance. Yes, the gift of acceptance. And so when she said that, I started thinking, that is amazing. The gift of acceptance. You know why? Because a lot of people don't accept the next person if they're not like them. The next person don't accept the next person if they don't believe what the next person believe, or if they don't speak the way they speak or act the way they act. We have to learn to give people the gift of acceptance. If someone doesn't seek God the way you seek God, you still should accept them. We have people in the gay community that are not accepted because of their lifestyle. Their lifestyle has nothing to do with you and what they do and what they don't do. Right? They have to have their personal relationship with God and work out their own salvation, but they still should be accepted. Even if you don't agree with someone's lifestyle, you still should accept them. So Dr. Jazz says, give someone the gift of acceptance, and don't spread hate, and don't be biased, and don't be judgmental, because God gave us the gift of acceptance. Yes, you woke up this morning, you were able to have the provisions to be in a bed, a warm bed, a clean house. You have the provisions of having a job, a career, a car, beautiful children. Yes. So give someone the gift of acceptance. Accept people for who they are. And don't be biased and judgmental to miss your blessing. Because when you accept people for who they are, you are positioning yourself for the blessing, because your blessing could be in the person that you are rejecting. So give someone today the gift of acceptance. So I thank Dr. Jazz for saying what she said, because that was a blessing to me personally. And if you would like to follow her on Instagram, make sure you follow her at I am Dr. Jazz on Instagram. I thank you so much for tuning in and taking the time to listen to SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. If you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavorite@yahoo.com via email. You can also find me on Facebook, X. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. All at SB Favor. And you can find me on YouTube, of course, at SB Favor or SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. You can find me wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm on Amazon Audible, Spotify, Apple, Castbox, SoundCloud. Wherever you listen to podcasts, I am there. So tune in, subscribe, and make sure you share this podcast with others. And once again, as I stated earlier, if you would like to give to this podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you leave me some feedback. Subscribe to me wherever you listen to the podcast, and share this podcast with others. Thank you so much for listening. Love y'all. Have a good day.